The story of my life was first woven from the fibers of my great-great-grandparents who emigrated from Europe to America with the hopes of a better life. My ancestors left England, Ireland, Hungary, Switzerland, and Germany, and all made the uncomfortable crossing to Ellis Island. They all settled in Philadelphia. There they found work in mills and factories. Some of them had secured their crossing with binding contracts of indentured servitude for themselves and their children. My mother's family ultimately settled in Valley Forge. Born in 1936, my mother was raised on Jug Hollow Road, a moonshiner's haven, near the end of the Great Depression. Her mother and father both worked long hours, and as the eldest child, she was saddled with many responsibilities. She was educated in a one-room schoolhouse until 8th grade, when she began to attend high school in the nearby mill town of Phoenixville. My father's family ultimately left Philadelphia and settled in Phoenixville. My father was also born in 1936 to working-class parents. A major formative event of my father's life occurred when, at 7 years old, on a family picnic, he watched his father fall to his death from a railroad trestle bridge. With a widowed mother, my father shouldered more burden and responsibility than any 7-year-old should have to. He began working at the age of 8 as a busboy alongside his mother, who was a waitress at the Bull Tavern in Schuylkill Township, Pennsylvania. Ultimately, she met a wealthy patron there who courted her. They married, and he raised her children as his own. He took pride in my father's studious and serious nature and encouraged his academic pursuits. My father's intelligence got him accepted into Cornell University, and his stepfather paid his way. He graduated in the top of his class with a civil engineering degree. My mother at this time also went off to school. She graduated from Westchester Teachers College, working and paying her own way. My parents were both the first in their families to ever attend college. My parents had begun their courtship in the 8th grade, and after college they married, moving around the country following my father's career. Ultimately, they settled in Flagler County, Florida, where it was my father's job to help plan and carve a community, Palm Coast, out of the pine woods and swamps of a rural backwater. This is where I am woven into the story. Born on September 2nd, 1971. When I entered kindergarten in 1975, I entered a school system which was the last in the nation to integrate. Federal marshals had descended upon Flagler County to halt their illegal dual school system in the early 1970s. I believe the residual tension greatly affected my elementary years. Unfair treatment and corporal punishment were readily practiced by teachers. I often had a hard time adjusting to my schooling there. Middle school was much better. By that time, Palm Coast was growing like mad, bringing families from the north as well as families from Puerto Rico and South America. I attended a newly built middle school with imported teachers from around the country. I was tracked into an honors program and had a couple of really influential teachers there. High school was truly like a fusion of my elementary and middle school years. It had some really subpar teachers as well as some really excellent and innovative ones. 3 of my best friends dropped out of high school and took the GED. I honestly think that had I not been in the honors program and had the teachers that I did, I may very well have dropped out of school also. I went on to college, where I became a major switcher. I was interested in everything and rarely met a liberal arts course description that I didn't like. I was not a stellar student. I like to say that I took the scenic route through college. It was during my university years that I began seriously working with children. I started a neighborhood pottery program for art-starved elementary and middle school students. I also taught pottery with my boyfriend, now my husband, at an alternative school for children with disabilities. My passion and dream as I approached graduation was to become a park ranger. I graduated from the University of Florida and took a job as a park ranger with the Florida Park Service. I had only worked in my chosen field for 6 months when in 1998 I threw all caution to the wind and moved to the mountains of North Carolina with my boyfriend, the potter, and helped him move his business, the Duck Pond Pottery, which I had helped to build. Here in the mountains, I continued to work alongside him. We married, took over a pottery program at a summer camp, and founded a concert series, Duck Pond at Dusk. Time and again, I find myself back working with young people, and it is after the birth of my own children and their starting kindergarten that I find myself woven back into the fabric of the educational community, as though it is a destiny I have been ignoring all along. I hope that as I continue to weave the fabric of my life and career as an educator, that the threads and fibers, colors and textures remain strong for those that are woven into it, that as the fabric of my life softens with time, so too will some of the memories I have created wrap someone's shoulders with warmth.